After what seemed like an eternity in the shallow grove, the party eventually found their way through the mists, where they encountered another group of people demonstrating an organised and somewhat professional approach when discovering the party. Seemingly on guard for anything that exited the mists, one gentleman in particular stepped forward with an authoritative tone, magic at the ready in one hand. Moments later, after a discussion, the party was escorted through the forest to a campsite not far from the mists. Once at the campsite, the party was invited to enjoy some food. I'm going to switch the camera. So you guys were sat all around this table just grabbing like a bite to eat, because not many of you had, like, I think it had been maybe a day or two since any of you had even eaten, if you were lucky. And while you're eating, you were waiting for the blue gentleman from earlier to retrieve his supervisor or superior. It was then that the party had an opportunity to have some open discussion among themselves, but also with one of the other members of the camp. A small girl with hooves and horns. This person's presence appeared to upset a particular member of the party greatly, as they worked themselves up into a tirade. But before Gregory could put himself or anyone else in danger, he was restrained and incapacitated.
Excuse me, that's very rude, actually, to be honest. Because you were referring to you were being so vague with everything, and then you just name drop Gregory when it comes to something awful. So I think we should keep it off the record as to who did this.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Okay, good, thank you.
Before this individual could put themselves or anyone else in danger, they were restrained and incapacitated. Then carried away into a tent to allow them to calm down. It was at this point that the rest of the party met the leader of the camp, who began an open discussion about the events that transpired in the mists. Does anyone want to add anything to the recap?
We had met a very tall 7-foot dragonborn of turquoise who seemed to see more than he is letting on, and started to address us without introducing himself.
Yep, that's the leader of the camp that I was speaking of.
Yes, it's the turquoise dragon.
I have him tagged as 7-foot tall asshole, if that helps.
Sure, fair enough. Oh, because he punched you in the side of the head. Got it. Anyone else want to add anything? It's mainly just Sam and Scott.
No, I have nothing else to add.
Yeah, I can't think of much.
Okay. So, the spiky reptile-like man seats himself casually at the table, chomping down on a half of a skinned rabbit. Legs spread wide open, body language as relaxed as he could be, just chilling. So, you say you came from the mists, yes?
Well, yes. We weren't exactly sure how we ended up there in the first place. But it's yes, it's been a very confusing few days, to say the least.
When did you say that you arrived in the mists?
Oh,
Possibly a few hours ago.
Only a few hours ago. But
Well,
how long were you in there?
we're not sure. The sun didn't move.
we did try and get some shut eye and all, but yes, it was time was very hard to perceive.
Right. The sun didn't move, so the sun was there. But
What I mean is that time seemed to have stood still. There was no sunrise, no sunset.
Okay. This seems to match what information we had gleaned so far. Any other information? Any other people, things, objects, places?
People, yes. Goblins. And the people I were traveling with. And monsters.
Yes, there was that particularly nasty wolf-like creature that had what looked like glass shards sticking out of it.
You see, he kind of looks over to a tree that's nearby. And you see what is basically I'm not even sure that I have it. Sorry, not a tree. You see over by the campfire, this bardic-looking individual. Let me try and highlight that. Don't know if that works for you guys. Give me a line. This one?
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah, we can see that.
You see that they're writing in a book and seem to be watching and listening to you intently, listening to the conversation. And he kind of looks over, and they both nod. But with a look of confusion on their face. And the lizard-like or reptile-like individual stands up. The meat in his hand, there's barely anything left on the bone, and he just kind of puts it on a tray in front of him on the table. My name is Vith. Vith Kavesa. I am the commander here. I will need to know everything that you have about this the wolf creature, whatever it is you speak of. This is new to us. If it can point us towards the cause of these mists, you would be doing not only us, but the entirety of Albion a great good.
We didn't catch very much. Understand that we also have questions. We were all living lives before this happened to us. I don't even know where I am.
Oh, you are in Albion?
Would I know of Albion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a basically like the UK is to like Europe. The main continent.
You
Oh.
call UK the main continent of Europe.
No, I'm saying it is like UK is to them, like, yeah. The geography, sorry, is like the same. So, you know of it, and they're also a superpower. So,
That's interesting.
you did not know that you were here. How did you get here then?
I'm not sure if I were to tell you that you would believe me.
Well, currently we have a mist that is growing exponentially in the middle of the fucking woods. I think I can believe
Okay
you.
then. A giant spatial rift opened up in the sky, bit off half of the ship that I was on, and transported the other half through into the mist.
Right.
Lots of casualties.
I know of what you speak. And he looks back over at the person that's writing. Fuck. It's all connected then. That happened about I want to say a week ago.
To you?
Yes. For those of us that are not in the mists.
So you are not originally from Albion?
I mean, myself individually, or these people? What do you mean?
Well, it looks like these portals have been appearing from everywhere. And all in the same spot?
Oh, no. These, whatever you want to call them, portals, rifts, gates, windows, doors, whatever. They've been appearing all over Terra. Scattered, somewhat random. But by the sounds of it, you do not know about the rest of your friends here, but it sounds like you were dragged into one, fell into one, involved with one, and it took you into the mists?
We all were, yes.
All in the same one. The same entry.
The same exit.
Same exit. Exactly the same? You came out the same door.
Or within some distance between the many.
So not the same exit, but in the same destination.
The exit.
Right. That is interesting. And you see he kind of like, for the first time now, he actually like blinks. Up until now, like he's not been blinking at all. And like as he blinks, he's got like the second layer of eyelid And they just kind of blink across, and he like slowly opens them again. And he just thinks for a moment. And he looks over his other shoulder. My mouse is going to sleep. He looks over in this direction to this individual. And just says, bring them out. I think we can maybe corroborate our information. And immediately after that, this individual walks. If I can grab this miniature, please. Yeah. This individual walks down the back of the campsite here, leans his head into the tent. Both Blue and Leo, you see this armored individual poke their head round into the tent and say, can you step out, please? Commander wants to have a word. Apparently there's some people here from the mists. Apparently you might have some connections or something to do with each other.
Mate, I got no idea what you're talking about. But sure, I'll come out and say hi.
Thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'll follow him.
Right. He escorts the two of you over. Both of you appear as human, don't you?
Yes, I do.
So I'm just gonna try and find a quick model. Is Tailspire gonna work? What? I can't select. Oh, that is a weird bug.
What the fuck did you just call me?
The armored individual looks over at the table and sees a weird bug as he's walking over.
Don't mind that, it's just whiskey.
The bug looks over and says, Wagwan.
Wagwan, maestro.
What doth thou sayeth?
I'm gonna
Translation,
give.
what you saying?
I'm gonna make this one Leo for now. We can change this
I
later.
can see.
And this
Which
one,
one?
you're gonna be the one with the bow for now.
Oh, okay. Oh, and Timmy! Timmy makes a comeback.
Oh, actually, wait. This one kind of makes more sense.
Why?
Because you don't use a bow. You use melee, so.
You don't know what I used. You don't see any weapons, in fact.
Yeah, because you don't fucking have any, alright?
I do have one, but it's hidden.
You're all fucking
Right up there.
dirt stinking poor. Right, so he escorts the two of you over towards the table. Anything that the two of you would like to do as you're walking over? Or beforehand?
No.
I'm just going to provide context for the two of you in case It's unclear. The two of you at the end of your solo session, like everyone else, went through a rift, and it took you through, and you landed in a forest. You did land in the mists, but your memory of any time spent in there is practically void. All you remember is that it was dark and you were just lost. You were kind of like in a void that happened to be like a misty forest type thing, and eventually you came across someone who helped you get out, and then you were brought to this camp, and that was maybe like last night, before this group arrived, which was in the morning. Do either of you have any questions on that?
Not all clear.
Went through hole, came out of hole, didn't know where I was.
Yeah. It's pretty much like just easy hard reset. Yeah, so you walk over, and in front of you, you see a group of individuals, 7 to be exact. 2 of them are not, no, 3 of them are not here right now. But I'll just give you a quick description. So you see a small individual female with a shock of pink hair, and a small grey cat.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, Fez. Oh yeah. If any of you have props, now's your time. That includes you, Sam. You don't have to wear it for the whole session.
This is my prop.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and next to them is Scott's character, if you want to describe them.
So Tabaxi, mostly feline looking. Right now, she is very hunched over. Clearly not a fan of what's going on. In fact, she seems to have, seems to be sort of rubbing like the back of her left shoulder, which, might be some sort of nervous thing or something else.
Just to add, you do have like a massive bandage around your shoulder.
Yeah, that's also another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Yeah. She doesn't seem too happy to be here.
To the left side of the person with pink hair, you see a kind of well-dressed individual, but they don't look overly dressed as per se. They're certainly not wearing like commoners' clothes, but they're wearing like middle class, maybe slightly upper class clothes. And this person has like a scar across their face. And they sit quietly. That is James's character. The short female with pink hair is Julia's character. Across the table, you do see a tall, elven-looking individual with a symbol in his hand, or around his neck. Sorry, it's in his hand on this, I think. Yeah. But this individual is like in their 40s. They've got salt and pepper hair, and they appear to be somewhat with the rest of the group. Next to them, you have a smaller gnome character. The two of them seem to be talking quietly while the rest of you are kind of doing your thing. They're kind of discussing what the fuck are they gonna do. They need to recover their cargo, etc., etc. To the left of that, you see a violet-skinned individual. If you want to describe your character, Sophie.
Yeah, so it looks like a purple that's sort of been sun-bleached with like obsidian freckles. Shock white hair, very long, tied in a high ponytail with a yellow ribbon in it, and it flows all the way down to her waist. She's dressed in like very basic clothing, got sort of nice bright yellow, like sunflower yellow, baggy, loose trousers with like a blue satin belt. And her top is like fitness bandage, so it's not like medical bandage, it's more like fitness bandage across her torso. Very tight and like lots of maneuverability about. And she's got a shoulder half cape that's black with her hood up, sort of squinting and shading her eyes a bit from the sun. And they've also got a pendant around the neck of a turtle. Very minimal accessories, very minimal style, and basically carrying nothing. Well, she's got a tiny little pocketbook, but that's about it.
All right. To the left of that, we see an individual that kind of seems to be sat on their own a little bit. Not fully like. I mean, no one here feels like fully comfortable amongst each other. No one feels like they're family. But this individual is just kind of hunched over the table, trying to eat something underneath what they wear upon their face. Sam.
So you see this guy.
Wow.
Minus the headphones.
Oh.
Can I like this?
What the
Face like that. So basically, you look across the table and you can see an individual wearing a long black overcoat with some like slightly smart-ish kind of shirt underneath, along with a white plague doctor, not like this one, but a white classic-looking plague doctor over their face, with a hood kind of covering up the rest of their head. Fairly like plainish kind of looking clothes. Apart from that, the main kind of draw is the mask, to be honest. But yeah, he's mainly just trying to keep to himself, making sure he's still got and keeping tight hold of the satchel that has some medical equipment inside of it. But yeah, that's what you see.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this off now because it's really warm.
Yeah. Definitely
Nice
do that. Past that, you see the previous teal coloured. Thank you, Sophie. Teal coloured lizard-looking folk. Along with the.
Turquoise, but okay.
Yeah, but I made the character, so fuck you.
Rude word beep, rude word beep.
Yeah.
I'm the DM and I say what at goes.
He changes colour.
Bruh. So, yeah, you see that individual, and you also see a fawn-looking character, which you have seen about throughout the night. And then just next to them, you see a quite tall individual. I'm not sure if either of you would have met someone of this race. It's possible. But a tall furball looking character that has a little pink beetle perched upon their shoulder, and they're just kind of chilling and stuff like that. I'm just for the sake of it, I'm just gonna say that they go back to eating and stuff. You can move your characters as and where you want to. You're in exploration mode, so you can do what you want. Besides you, Ben, you're unconscious. You gotta stay asleep. Okay, so you've been invited to have a discussion. I should say that much, Leo. Not just fucking leaving.
Exploration mode means exploring.
Yeah.
Surely they also noticed the dapperly dressed young unconscious guy next to that horrible little dwarf.
Actually, no, they don't notice that.
Oh, okay.
Because they weren't directed to that. But yeah, you're invited to the table and you grab some breakfast. There is basic kind of ration stuff, like army surplus food, that kind of just comes in a batch and you get what you're given. But it fills the stomach and stuff like that. Anyone want to do anything as these two characters walk over? No?
Yen's probably just sitting there, like, scribbling in her journal.
Okay. I'm just gonna say that you guys just sit awkwardly and quietly then. So the tall dragonborn steps over and says, "This is quite a strange turn of events. You all have the same circumstance. I do not need to know your origins, but did you all choose to be here, or was it completely non-consensual?"
Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I certainly did not desire to be in this situation.
It would be nice to know where I am, because I'm quite confused still.
You are in Albion, in the southern forests.
Oh, Albion. How far are we from the Citadel?
The opposite end of Albion.
Oh.
Oh, yay.
You are as far as you can be on this continent, or this land. You spoke previously of a dog. Is it was it a dog, a wolf? You mentioned glass shards.
Well, well, yes, I don't exactly know what it was. Zoology was never my forte. But it appeared to be some kind of wolf creature that had, like, shards of glass or gems or something of that sort, protruding out of its body.
Right. Ben, don't message me. I don't think it came up, but yeah. It seems it could be a blink dog. Does anyone else have any other information about this creature, or anything else for that matter?
Well, it was obvious that other people had been through this way before. We had found evidence of other people being stuck where we found ourselves to exit.
Explain.
I turned to the rest. There was a journal. Wasn't there a journal of someone? Who had that journal?
Did any of you have it, or was
yes.
it?
One moment, and I reached into my satchel to try and find. I believe it's been a while. I believe I picked up the journal.
There was a journal.
I feel
there
like
was a cube, and there was a jar of water elemental.
there was that, but I feel like because there was a backpack, I think Trinken took some of it. Right. But I do remember Adrian was the one that found the journal and started like reading it and stuff like that, and that's where like the bulk of the information came from.
Right. Yeah. So Maxwell's gonna rummage around inside of his satchel for a second. Goes, yes, and pulls out the journal that we found and hands it over to name slipping from my mind. Viv, yes.
Yeah. If it makes things easier, you can call me Steel Spine. It's,
why do they call you Steel Spine?
He like goes like this and then like lifts up his tail and he's got quills and things crafted out of steel and like other metals all over his body, not completely covering, but as like accents. He's got a couple like dagger sized blades on the end of his tail and other shorter pieces up his the length of his tail, and then he's got some like amongst his head horn quill things, and his armor is a mix of leather and spiky metal in places. It is my given name.
Right. Well, that's an impressive amount of pointy bits.
I'm surprised you had to ask, really.
That must be awfully inconvenient to lie down in.
I take the armor off when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
Plus, sleeping on the front kind of helps.
Yes. Maxwell just goes and sits back down.
He takes the book and then just like flips it open to like a random page, and then just like looks through and then slows down and then flicks back and then flicks forward again. Look of confusion. Is this a joke? These dates do not these dates are inconsistent.
Yes, it is a rather strange journal, to say the least, but it does contain the most amount of information that we have on these wolf creature things.
And
It did say we found it in the place of no time.
Of no time, but this is
No apparent time.
This is beyond me.
Perhaps it's some kind of. As you hear Maxwell like mumbling to us, like perhaps there's some kind of like time manipulation happening, and just like him mumbling like theories to himself.
Okay.
Excuse me. You guys all seem to arrive together, and I arrived at I don't know when. Could
Last
someone
night.
tell me what's going on exactly?
So you arrived last night on your own, but you met up with Leo's character as you were escorted from the mists.
I think we're all trying to figure that out.
Yes, it is quite a difficult question to answer.
So did other people go through the weird hole that then brought you here and all the weird mist and stuff?
These people did.
Yeah. Yes. It appears that we all, most of us, any points to everyone in the group here, had suffered the same fate.
So if we all came through the hole, what are you doing here? Are you part of the Albion army or separately?
We are forward operation team. We are essentially tasked with scouting. There was a threat, and we were the response team.
It's inside that.
Insight,
So
go for it. First roll of the night. By the way, you can. There is a thing that you can do. You can either roll just a regular d20 in real life, or there is like a plugin thing, but we'll go into that like another time, where you can click on D&D Beyond, but it's not relevant for now because you don't have modifiers. But what you could do is if you were to click on D&D Beyond, it will automatically roll it in Tailspire for you with modifiers.
Is that already working, or should
No, you got to get a plugin for it, but you don't have modifiers anyway because you're level 0. So you can either roll a d20 in Tailspire, or you can roll a d20 in real life.
I just want to confirm as well, the guy that I'm currently asking the questions to is the blue, teal, turquoise, whatever color.
Yep.
Cool.
Excuse me, Mr. Conversa?
Kevesa.
Conversa? I know he was a bit of a nuisance before, but he's okay, right? And she points to Gregory.
Oh, okay, nice.
18.
So,
Good roll.
What exactly are you trying to insight from what he said?
I want to ascertain whether he's being completely honest or not.
About being of the Albion army type thing, or
Yeah, he mentioned he was like a forward scout.
you're like sat right next to him, so you can see that his attire and everything about him and all of the stuff around you points towards them being of Albion military in some fashion. Whether it's official Albion army or navy or anything like that, you're not quite sure. But they definitely bear tags of both Albion, but also of the Adventurers Guild as well. Kind of like a they're basically just sponsored sellswords or mercenaries, I suppose you could say, but a lot of them are kind of military. It's a bit weird.
So, would you say he sounds honest?
Yeah, 100%. Like, there is no evidence here that would point towards anything other than him telling the truth.
Okay.
That was actually going to be my next question to him, was to ask him like where he resides within.
What do you mean? Sorry.
My next question was going to be to the dragon dude where he said that he was a scout team. I was just like, for which like mercenaries or whatever. But I know you've just said that. Can I still ask the question to see what answer he gives? Because I know that was Leo's response. So you said you were a first response scout group, but like, are you part of the Albion army or are you a mercenary group? I'm just trying to understand who you guys are and just like what's going on.
Okay, I will keep this very brief. The Albion army is not in use currently, so its military have other duties to perform in its homeland. We must protect our land. We have a threat that is internal, and this group was sent with me at its command, and we were sent to investigate the mists. We have been recording for about a week now a steady growth of the mists, and does that explain it? I am ex-military. Well, I am military, if that helps. Some of these other people are not military. Some of them are scholars. Some of them are bards. Some of them come from the Adventurers Guild. But I am both.
Okay. Thank you for explaining, sir. Sorry for all of the questions.
It is fine. I understand you kind of need to know who you eat your food with. And he grabs the rabbit back up and kind of shakes it as it kind of limps there, like with just like the sinew left on the bone, and he just kind of grabs another bit and puts it back down.
Do you want me to explain what like my guy looks like? Because I can't remember if we did that or not.
Yeah, if you could just wait a second, because I was asked a question.
Sorry,
Sophie, you asked about Gregory.
Gregory just on the floor.
Yeah, well, he's in the tent. It's just I can't put him in the tent.
Okay.
So yeah, let me. Oh, he's on the tent currently. That is some sick core strength if he's able to balance like that.
I just find it funnier as like they didn't even bother putting him inside. They just threw him on the tent and left him.
Yeah. So
He kind of looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
yeah, he does. Yeah. Like kind of. I think you mean a lot.
I got the coolest avatar. I'm just gonna say.
It's like Kenobi mixed with Han Solo.
So, as you were asking, you look over and the fawn-like individual during your little bit of conversation has walked over to the tent, and is now on their hands and knees, like on the threshold of the tent, just kind of looking in, and checking in on him. And you ask the question, and then Vith says, "How is the troublemaker doing?" And you get a couple seconds of silence, and then she kind of pops back out of the tent again and says, "He is fine. He is currently unconscious," and kind of rolls her eyes and kind of pouts a bit, kind of in complaint against what Vith did, like it was perhaps like a little bit unnecessary. I
would like to roll to see if I am dribbling right now.
Sure, make a con save.
See if he did a tinkle.
You have to go in the recovery position, otherwise you'll choke on your saliva.
Did I dribble? I got a 6.
You are dribbling from the mouth, but your other exits are clean.
Okay,
his
thank
other
you.
orifice have not defecated themselves.
And then she says, "Can I wake him up? I feel like he should be in a part of this discussion. Perhaps he has vital information." And then Vith kind of says, do any of you here object? You can't vote, you're fucking asleep.
I don't object to him waking up, but I object to his attitude.
Fair enough. That's
Again, I don't know what happened, but like, more information's better than none.
As she kind of leans back into the tent, you hear Vith say, Lorelei, just make sure you calm him.
Lorelei. What a pretty name.
Lorelei.
Lorelei.
Yeah.
So pretty.
She's like half naked in a sense. Like from the waist down, she's just like goat.
It's fur, yeah.
Yeah. But at the top, she wears kind of basically like Mr. Tumnus, where he wears like a waistcoat. And she wears something similar, like an undertop underneath that, and she doesn't. That's like all she wears. And from your perspective, Ben, you awake with a sharp stinging in your nose, and then it takes you a second and your eyes blink open and you realize that there's like a smell of spice, and you're now conscious, but as you sit up, you see Lorelei crouched in front of you, and she clutches something in her hand, opens it, and blows it in your face. And she casts Calm Emotions on you. So I need to...
What does Calm Emotions look like? Am I high right now then?
No, it
I'm like, whoa, dude, what the hell?
it doesn't make you high. It just
Makes you super chill.
it makes you passive. So any aggression that you would have.
Alright, so I wake up, right? This evil, skank-ass bitch squirts something in my face, and all of a sudden, I'm lost and confused, but I'm not angry. But I still look at her, and I immediately go and check my pockets.
You can make a charisma save, by the way, to resist it, if you want.
I have very little charisma.
Okay, yeah, that wouldn't have succeeded.
Shocker.
Let me just read it out what it says. You attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people, or like an individual. Blah, 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 blah. The creature can choose to fail if it wishes. If a creature fails a saving throw, choose one of the following two effects. So you're indifferent about creatures, so like her, that you deemed hostile. So you were hostile towards her. You're no longer hostile towards her. This indifference ends if the target is attacked or harmed by a spell, pardon me, or if it witnesses any of its friends being harmed, probably by that creature.
Alright, understandable then.
When the spell ends, you become hostile again if you were beforehand. It lasts a minute, but she's trying to calm you down.
Alright, well, after checking my pockets to make sure she hasn't robbed me while I was unconscious.
Yep. You can still have suspicion and stuff. So you kind of check your pockets and nothing's there. Just chill. Everything's fine, man. Like I'm like in your head, like everything's fine. There's nothing to stress about.
Well, haven't eaten for a few days, so I'm gonna ask very nicely. Is there any food I can have, perchance?
Yes. Come. And she offers you a hand to help you up.
Aww.
Do you accept a hand?
Yeah, I will, because I'm currently impassive.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you're impassive, but you don't have to forgive her.
Well, then no, I would not like to accept a hand. What's? Okay. Yeah, I'm totally cool, but I'm not gonna take her hand. Then I'd like to say no.
Yeah. Okay. And she just kind of moves out the way and lets you walk over to the table. If you would like to move yourself over and grab a bite. Okay, you sit next to Krelok. She walks back over to Vith and just Leo, you could hear that she says, "It will only last a minute. Do you have any information?" And he addresses you from across the tables.
Man, I just got kidnapped like everyone else. I'm trying to make my way back home to the Citadel.
Of course you're from the Citadel.
Oh, you're not the Citadel as well.
Oh. Whoa. You must know my parents then.
Yes, it
Have you
appears.
heard of Silverpots? The Silverpots?
How many of us are from the Citadel region?
I know I am, and apparently this guy is.
None of these other people are from the Citadel.
I was in the Citadel, but I'm here now, so no, it doesn't seem like that's the connecting factor.
And none of you know my parents, the Silverpots.
Would we know who they are?
Everyone knows who they are.
I'm asking the DM, not you.
Anyone that is from the Citadel at any point in their life and wants to can make a history check with disadvantage, of course without any modifiers.
A different question as well. With my background, how many of these, I'm going to say exotic races, would I actually be familiar with? Because I can't imagine a furbolg being from the same place where I come from.
Yeah, but you would have seen a furbolg at some point.
Okay, so like none of these races are first time seeing them.
I got a 4 and a 9.
None of them are like especially rare, but like furbolgs, that's probably like the rarest one that you've seen. Because and fawn, to be honest.
Anything with fur, basically.
Yeah, because they tend to try and stay out of city life, but yeah. So
Humans are scary.
Sam, what did you get?
I got an 18 and an 11.
So an 11, okay. And Blue?
Sorry, this is the boss Robbie that just came into my room. I got a 4 and a 9.
Okay. Blue, you definitely don't recognize anything related to Silverpot.
I'm sorry, mate. I don't recognize the name.
And Ben, not Ben. Sam, you got an 11. So you kind of think for a second, but no, you don't recognize the name. It feels like it's probably some kind of Citadel name, but you never heard of it.
I vaguely might know who it is, but I don't know. It just goes back to eating.
Well, perfect. Then you'll know that my parents will pay a hefty reward for my safe return. Do you know the way back to the Citadel? If you take me now, I'm pretty sure we could come to some sort of agreement.
Who are you addressing?
Both of them.
Oh, okay, Faz.
With all due respect, I have no desire to go back to the Citadel anytime soon.
And what about you?
No, wrong one.
What?
You want
This
the
one?
you want the Stabby McStabberson one. This
Stabby
one.
McStabberson. Oh.
No, that I just said no.
Well, then I was in the right one, god dang it.
Oh no, sorry, this one's blue. Yeah.
You want the knight?
What? I thought blue was the poor person knight.
No, this
No.
one's Leo.
Oh, my bad.
Poor person.
Leo is
Why am I always the poor people, bro? It's like when you fantasy kind of break away from it.
Keep away with whatever that was.
Sorry, blue. What was that?
I said sorry. I had to play keep away from the wasp bee that was chasing me.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I did this in the last 10 seconds.
So
You wouldn't
Ben's come
happen
over.
to know how to get me back to the Citadel, would you? For a large chunk of Kachinga.
Possibly
That's my
if
offer.
somebody had a map, I could tell you where to go, but I've just come from the Citadel for my own reasons, and if I'm honest, mate, I don't have any need for your money, so I can tell you where to go if you want. Does anybody have a map?
No one's gonna help me get back then, huh? I'll just keep eating my breakfast.
What makes you so eager to go back?
My parents are there. And my butler's there. And tastier food's there.
Oh, I see.
And better company.
So just a cushy lifestyle and ignorance. I understand.
you can whoever's closest to Maxwell just hear him out. Makes sense for the wealthier class of the Citadel.
Would I have heard that?
Yeah. Oh, actually, no. Make a perception check. Because you're on the other side of the table. And there's people chatting. Yeah, you heard it.
I would like to disagree with your statement, sir. Not everybody is like that.
Ugh. And Vith just kind of grunts under his breath. Right, let's not get this into politics. We are here to discuss the goings-on beyond the mists. Your name, you mentioned Silverpot, yes?
Yes, that's right.
You appear to be of nobility in some fashion of the Citadel. What profession or line of work are your parents in?
They teach it. They're scholars. What? Whoa. Scholar is a student, correct? So
No,
the professor
it's an
is
academic.
what I'm looking for. Oh, an academic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they teach at the Citadel University. And I can quote what they teach in 5 minutes when I scroll through my pages.
That's gonna be
Oh, I
a
know
long.
the university.
That's gonna be a long 5 minutes.
I just have 2 pictures of generic mom, generic dad. I didn't go into what they did.
Yeah, no, they were teachers, basically, lecturers, but also like scholars for the Citadel as well. Like they were doing research and other things for the Citadel.
Yes.
Those of you that are from or like around Albion or the Citadel, you would know of the Citadel's university. Just to clarify, it is not Sherlock's Academy. It's a different academic body entirely, and is entirely for those that are Albion. What's the term? Citizens of Albion, and it's located in the Citadel.
I'll have you know there's no finer teaching establishment than the Citadel University in all of Albion.
How welcoming is this university to other people?
Exchange students.
If you're from outside Albion, you're not allowed in. If you are like born and raised in Albion, then it's fine. but like it's basically like Oxford. It's fucking hard to get into. Do you really want to get into it? Probably not. It's got resources, but it comes from money, so it's wanky, you know.
Excuse me, I think you're painting the school in a bad light here. As the DM, I think you should be more non-side taking, okay?
This is going to
Wanky!
be me speaking to Ben's character. So it's like, sir, can I ask for your name so I can know what to call you?
I'm Gregory Silverpart. And yours?
Reginald Stormbringer. I like to be called Reggie.
If you'd like to introduce your character's appearance as well.
Oh, I know what it looks like, because I'm staring at him.
To explain what Reggie looks like, he's wearing slightly more upper class clothes with quite a fancy jacket and gloves. He's got quite
a man of taste.
Young looking face because he is still quite young and naive, unfortunately. He's got blue neck scarf as well. But yeah.
Okay. Leo, if you could just introduce your character's appearance as well.
Young, short, thin, wearing very poor clothes, ragged, fucked up. In general, he looks very dirty, like he's been around. Not only his clothes are dirty, he smells dirty, he looks dirty. His skin is stained and shit. Black hair, one green eye and an eye patch. That should be it.
Okay. Anyone else want to discuss anything? It's completely open discussion.
Am I able to take Eleanor aside?
Elena,
Or
yeah. Elena.
Did I say Elena?
Yeah,
Oh,
Ilayna. Elena Turin, he said. That's what you gave me.
Eleanor.
Oh, I can find the page. I have it somewhere.
As I wrote it. Sure, okay. I spelt it like you would Eleanor. Okay, Elena. Elena and Krelok. Aside. Elena.
Yeah, where do you want to go? Move your character model and they'll follow you.
I want to excuse myself politely and go next to this tree in the shade.
Yeah, they will gladly follow.
Yen takes off their hood and addresses the both of them. What will you do? I feel like I dragged you in on this. Somehow.
Oh, dear girl, it's got nothing to do with you. By the sounds of it, this event has been happening on a global scale.
Well,
it seems like it was unlucky happenstance.
I'm really sorry about your ship. I know how much the Lady Laurel meant to you.
Elena kind of steps forward and like grabs a bit of cloth from you and pulls you down to her level so that you're like more like direct eye contact, and she says, "Now, lass, never apologize for something that you weren't personally responsible for. Let me just take that on board, okay? This was not your responsibility. Yes, you're involved, but only as much as we were. You did not actively perform this act and destroy my lovely fucking ship. If you wish to help in recovery efforts, by all means, but I feel like you and the rest of these people here have something else to do. Someone needs to go and someone needs to translate what happened to someone else. I don't know who, but someone. Perhaps the Magisterium are probably going to look into this. So you're probably going to have to relay that information to them. And to be honest, love, I feel like you're the coolest head among that group.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure. So, where will you go now? You're not thinking about going back in there?
Well,
At least go with some company, a bigger party.
not yet. I think we might stay here at this campsite. We're missing all of our crew. Literally all of them besides myself and Kralok. So we need to try and find them first. I think that needs to take precedent.
Okay.
And then once we found them, or if at the same time we find some of our cargo, fantastic. But the ship's fucked. It's, as far as I could have seen when we were in there, that was half of my ship. I don't know where the other half is. And that other half, I can't remember personally as a DM, but I don't know if it was the prow or the rear or the front. I don't know what the difference is.
The bow.
The bow or the prow.
Bow and the front. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Bit of a shit.
Ship
But
in half.
as far as I'm aware, that means that my cargo could be strewn all over Terra. And if that's the case, it's probably going to cost me more to try and recover that cargo than the cargo is worth. Besides maybe a couple things.
Well,
The people, I think, is what's more important.
in any case, if we split ways very soon, I'd really like to keep in contact. If it weren't for you, I'd be dead meat.
Sure. Yes, the Zamiria thing, right? Yeah, I mean, we can certainly catch up on that at another point. From what you told me, it seems quite serious, so...
I would rather speak about it in a much quieter, less crowded environment.
Sure, of course. We don't need to go into it now. I'm not sure we really need to go into it at all, unless you're requesting help or anything. It will cost you coin, of course.
Okay.
I need to fund the efforts.
Okay. Having Elena sort of drag her to her height, Yen has automatically done something, and then she realizes it, and is like, oh, and then just gets up and looks all flustered and shy and... Yep.
Okay. Yeah. She releases you at this point. Like, she would have released you while she was talking, but like when she was saying don't apologize, that's when she would have pulled you down to her level and stuff.
Okay. That's about the base of the conversation.
Kralok speaks up though, and he says, You demonstrated quite a bit of prowess. I like how this whole fucking time, during this conversation, you guys are chatting in game and it's coming up on the recording as well, because it comes up on the edge of my screen. So you just hear, like, you don't even hear it, but like just the background chatter during this conversation.
Ron, listen, I was poor. Ron, listen, I was poor.
Yeah, alright, shut up, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. He hands you a satchel. Sorry, a backpack. There's a few supplies in there.
You don't need it?
These guys have got army surplus. We're fine.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay. Do you accept it?
Mhm.
Okay. So to your inventory, just add a backpack, and within that backpack, you have a water skin.
Backpack.
You might want to just note what these are before you try and find them, because it's going to take a moment. So just water skin, 10 torches, a tinder box, 50 foot of rope, which is hempen, and another 50 foot, which is silk. 1 day of rations, a mess kit, and a healer's kit.
A healer's kit.
Yep.
Specifically, not a herbalism kit.
No, a healer's kit.
Okay. I've noted down that I have a herbalism kit, but I don't. Is that allowed?
You may. Did you receive it when you were in the Shallow Grove?
I don't remember.
There was like some kind of alchemist kit, but I feel like Maxwell took that.
Okay, I'll just take it out.
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah, I'll take it out because that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah, no.
I think I've
Okay.
used up my medical kit as well.
Okay.
It's yeah, that's everything. But
Yeah.
he just kind of pats you on the shoulder and says, "You're going to have to look after these lot. As far as I can see, lass, you might have to take charge."
We'll see. Thank you.
Okay. Do you return to the table and stuff like that?
I return.
Okay.
Put my hood back up.
In the meantime, was there anything that anyone wanted to be doing
They already are.
during their private conversation? I've not read the chat.
I don't even know if any of this is actually what was actually happening, but I think it was mainly just me and Ben messing about.
Okay.
He called me poor, and as the DM, I think you should do something about it.
I would say
Roll,
that maybe
roll to have a small penis.
Roll wisdom save, Ben. Sure, it mildly irritated you, but nothing else. Okay, just to reiterate, your 1 minute is over, so if you had any aggression towards Lorelei still, your aggression would be returned.
No, that's now seethed out into sad pain.
Okay.
Like the 3 steps of grief, you know? You got the anger, you got the acceptance, and then you got the sadness.
I would say maybe while Yen, was off having her conversation, maybe myself and Greg were having a conversation about the Citadel, maybe not exactly what we were typing in chat because that was just nonsense.
Yes. So we discussed the finer points of his family name and the fact that he looks the part of a Citadel luxurious connoisseur such as myself. However, he refuses to tell me why he left, and he called me a poor person, so now we are stuck on that point.
Okay. So not only are you bringing like politics into it, you're bringing class into it. Okay, good.
What?
Everyone at the Citadel is just 10 times cooler than everyone else, so that's all I'm saying.
Leo, is there anything that you would like to do or say right now?
Nah, just eating.
Just eating? Okay.
He looks famished.
And Faye, Scott's character. How are you feeling right now? Like, because you've not said anything. While everyone's having this conversation and everything, how are you feeling?
I just imagine Faye's just slowly just rolling up into a fuzzy ball. Just he's just not happy to be here. Like, there's, racist people and weird surroundings. Like, again, she's just rubbing her shoulder, just nervously, just like,
as there's like some kind of bickering going on at the table, and Yen has walked away from the conversation for a moment, I will return Elena and Krelok to the table. Whoops. She kind of needs to stand on the table, to be fair.
It's Yen out of her seat.
Yeah, just got thrown out the seat.
They have to sit together.
I just passed the potatoes.
Pass the potatoes.
Potatoes.
Yeah, so what was I going to say? Yeah, sorry. Lorelei approaches you and can clearly see that you're quiet and reserved amongst the group. And sees that you've got a bandage and asks, Is everything all right? You seem shell-shocked, or I don't know.
just a lot has happened over the last couple of days. I'm just I'm mostly okay, I think. It's just, a lot has happened.
And she kind of places her hand on the bandage. Do you need medical attention?
No, this is fine for now. It doesn't hurt too much, and
Do you mind if I take a look?
if you want.
Okay. She just kind of carefully peels aside the bandages to see the fucking hole that is through your clavicle.
Are you sure that's the right word?
I mean, your clavicle bone's here. It's like the bolt literally went beneath her clavicle.
Yeah.
Through. There's literally a space,
I think it's
right here.
Shoulder.
I thought the clavicle was the hole a duck pees and poops out of.
That's a cloaca.
See? Very close.
It's not only educating Gregory for his stuff, but it's also educating Ben. I love it.
I didn't expect that.
Makes a lot of sense now.
But yeah, there's a your clavicle bone. There's a space right beneath your clavicle where you could get shot with a round. It wouldn't hit any vital organs, and it could go through without breaking any bones.
You can literally feel it.
Yeah, there is like a space. And yeah, that's where the bolt wound is. And she says, "Oh, that looks nasty. and she kind of holds out her hand. Come with me. Let's go find somebody that can patch you up.
Okay.
Maxwell looks like himself. I thought I did a good job. All right. He's just thinking that to himself.
You actually see Lorelei's ears twitch in your direction, and
he's just like saying that in his head. He didn't actually like, say it out loud.
Oh, okay, fair. Okay. And then she takes you over to over there. If you would like to, I'll just move your character if you don't mind. I feel like it's probably
fine.
easier. But just move your camera. Just follow the mini to where it's going.
Feels like we're in Back to the Future with hoverboards.
She takes you over to this dwarven woman, and she speaks to them and says, "Hi, this sorry, what's your name?"
Faye. Yeah.
Okay. That you seemed a bit unsure about that. Faye here has got a nasty injury, and then the dwarf says, "Yeah, oh, all right. Let's get that taken care of. Shall we give you some? Let's get you some privacy. And they lead you over towards these tents over here. Yeet. Everyone's just standing on tents. Yes. And
It's the new hotness.
yeah. And she takes you in there and asks if she can remove the bandages and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, Faye would probably help too, because, not the first time.
She removes the bandages. Discussion has happened, whatever. And they do a couple different things with herbs and stuff, but they channel some kind of flame-like essence into your shoulder, and at first it hurts a lot, like a lot, to the point where you're resisting screaming, but like to prevent that, she gave you like something to bite on because she knew that it was gonna hurt. And she says, right, I've put a poultice on it and I've cauterized it, so you should not in that order, I should say. She's cleaned it, then cauterized it, then put a poultice on it, and then she's putting some rags on it and bandaging it back up and stuff. Just trying to find my character. And then she says, I probably should have told you this before I burnt you a bit, but my name's Bjornhild. If you need any reinforcements, I can certainly be there. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about?
No.
And she just kind of nods. As your back is to her at this point.
Yeah, would they have seen the other
the
thing?
yes, 100%. And that's why she was asking the question.
Good.
And she just kind of blows it over and kind of helps you get presentable again before you start making your way back out of the tent. Anyone doing anything else? I saw a couple of people walking over to horses or something.
Yep. I'm done eating. I'm looking at the horses and admiring them and getting friendly.
Okay.
I would like to ask. So, Stormbringer, that guy you were in the tent with, is he also from the Citadel?
I would not be able to tell you, good sir. I barely spoke to him.
You were sleeping in the same tent, my man.
And? What are you
Nothing.
insinuating?
Yeah, there wasn't much talking going on, if you know what I mean.
A man may lay with another man in the tent. Many soldiers do it, as for the fact of sometimes things need to be done. We were both asked to sleep within this tent due to the space that they have, and I slept.
Any comment, Ben?
No,
Okay.
I'm awkwardly looking away.
Homosexuality? What is this?
Yep. Just make him awkward. Shut him up.
He's just thinking to himself, how do I talk to the gays?
I'm scared of change. Everything is changing. What do I do?
Make it sound like it's a whole new race. It's just like, oh, you're the race of gay.
We are
All right, JK, chill your beans.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of expedite a little bit. But just bear with me a sec.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that at this point, if there's anything that any of you want to do in this campsite, you've got like a couple of hours. And I'm gonna say it. Vith just says, I need to try and contact my superior and see what they would like to do with you lot. If I'm to send you somewhere, or simply just let you walk around wherever you wish, or to hold you here, whatever. So I might be about an hour. Do not get into trouble.
Understood, sir.
Right, yes, of course.
Okay, and he walks over to his tent.
Perhaps...
What?
never mind.
Yes? What is it?
Well, I was just wondering if it was possible if I could perhaps get that... have another look through that journal again. Perhaps there's something that we might have missed that would have given us... that would help in the understanding of our situation.
You will have this returned to you, but I need to borrow it for taking notes and things like that. That is what my owl will be taken care of. I will be making notes of this, and I will also be trying to convey the information within to my superior. When that is over, you can have it back. If there is quite a high chance that you will be instructed to take this to someone, I should think.
Right, yes. Fair enough. No, he just sits back down.
And he starts walking back. Faye's just walking around looking at horses.
Who has the cube? Was that Trinken?
I want to say yeah. For the sake of it, for the sake of it though, you can have access to things.
Okay. Because I wanted to, not in secrecy or anything, like if anyone else wanted to have a look at it, they can, but I wanted to look at the unassuming cube. Sort of clean it up a bit.
Oh, Maxwell's curiosity would not allow you to look at it by yourself.
Okay.
Well, no, yeah, but I wanted to join in on the investigation of said unassuming cube.
So, is there a picture of it in the?
I wonder, is there a picture of the unassuming cube?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So if you scroll up in the in-game references a little bit, you'll see a small, roughly about like this big, dirty, like muddy, covered in like moss and grime, metal cube that Yen gets Trinken to pull out the backpack, and he also pulls out the jar as well, and just places it on the ground to kind of see what happens, because previously it was kind of like moving of its own volition a little bit, and as he places it on the ground here in front of him, that is the jar. The actual jar is clear. It's basically a mason jar, but as he places it begins to slowly roll on its side. Like it knocks itself over, like wobbling, and then starts to roll.
Is anyone gonna jump and save this?
Maxwell's gonna go over and pick it up.
Okay, you pick it up. If you want to move your character to pick it up. As you pick it up, you can kind of feel like a bit of locomotion going on, like a tugging.
It's like
in the same direction.
The inside of the jar.
Yep.
And what do I see in the inside jar? It's like what kind of liquid does it look like?
You see a clear liquid. You can't discern consistency because it is just clear.
Oh. Could I do possibly an intelligence check? Because my character would, my character is kind of like aiming to become more knowledgeable about alchemy. So would I be able to roll an intelligence check to maybe have some idea of what he's looking at?
Yeah. If you were to have a proficiency bonus, I would say that you could add it. So just roll an intelligence check, but with your proficiency bonus.
Okay, so
because this is something that you've been doing since, like, forever.
Yeah, so proficiency would be +2. Okay. Right.
Knight tries to attack commoner.
Oh,
Can you guys stop?
Oh.
So
Okay.
you're
8 + 2, so that's 10.
It's clearly alive. Whatever's in it's alive or magical, or both.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, I forgot to add my intelligence onto it as well. It's like 8. So yeah, 13.
Okay. Okay, just to specify, until you guys are level 1, stat modifiers don't count.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's just at a flat 0 for everything.
Okay, and then it's 10.
Yeah. Either way, the answer's still the same. It's clearly some kind of thing. You can't tell if it's like a substance or a creature or an essence or just if perhaps even just the jar itself is animated in some way.
I would like to take, if there's a piece of meat that's on the table, I would like to take a piece of meat and if possible, try and open the lid of the jar a little bit and put the meat inside and see what happens.
I would like to assist by maybe holding the jar for him. Just going.
Okay, how are you? Okay, so I was about to say Vincent. Fuck's sake. Maxwell, how? So you're going to be doing this like with a dexterity kind of thing, right? You're going to be like, ee, so like sleight of hand. So, Yen, how are you trying to keep this closed? With like strength or like?
I am. You said it's a mason jar, so I'm picturing a twist off. Or is it
No, it's literally like the sweet jar that I have. So it's like it's got a seal around it, and then the clasp lifts, and then the jar can lift this way.
So I'm gonna lift the clasp, but keep it shut, and then as soon as Maxwell's ready, I'm gonna go boop.
Yeah, we're kind of like coordinating it. So it was like.
Okay, so you're also going for dexterity then. Okay, it really doesn't matter because you guys don't get bonuses anyway, but just to kind of understand what's going on, I'd like you both to roll dexterity checks then.
Okay, I'll be using real dice.
Yeah. Clink,
Come on,
clank,
virtual
clank.
dice, don't fuck me now.
Oh, sad. It didn't really roll that much, did it? You kind of got to give it some lateral movement when you roll it to get some proper rollage.
The thing's already spinning though when you put it down anyway.
Yeah. It's just my placebo. I believe it rolls better if it rolls more on average, but it's not true. So
Bullshit, I rolled a 4, but I tried rolling it faster.
So what did you get? Sorry, a 6, right?
Yeah, I got a 6.
And Sophie?
And we don't add anything.
No.
Okay, 4.
Yeah. Okay. So as Yen opens the clasp, nothing happens, and then you begin to slowly lift, and then as Maxwell takes this small piece of meat, it jumps out and is like wriggling all over Maxwell's body.
And Maxwell's panicking at this point.
By the god!
I slap himself trying to grab like ah!
And then suddenly it jumps off with like great speed. It kind of like the first half of it extends, and then it uses that momentum of that to when it lets go. Yeah, it like kind of does that rubbery effect. And
I'm running after this thing with the jar, trying to put it back in.
You start to kind of react, and then you realize that Gregory is just standing there, just going as it's like all over his face.
Well, that's not good.
Uh-oh.
Which Gregory?
What do you mean? There's only one. You.
But I ran away as soon as I saw that thing open. It looked scary.
Yeah, it fucking got you, man.
No, I don't want it on my face.
Right, okay, I'm really going like, oh god, oh god, I'm so sorry. Like he tries like grab all of it, like with the jar, to like stuff it back in the jar.
Okay.
On a roll to keep it out of my mouth.
Why does everything happen to Gregory?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay, so Gregory is now asphyxiating to whatever this thing is. And that's only because he asked. Never like never fucking say that you want to roll for something unless the DM asks. Like if it's something that's bad, just don't ask for it. Like
I want to be immersed.
Can I go over to try and help get it off his face as well?
Yes, please.
Yes, for helping.
Yeah, I'll also try and help.
Everyone's coming over to help.
I would.
Is everyone coming over to help, Leo?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, Leo, are you going over to help or not?
Nah, still eating, minding my business.
Fair enough. So yeah, I would like Scott and Blue to roll 2d20s, so one each, and just tell me the number.
12 and 19.
No, one each. So 12. All right.
7.
Okay. So the as a group, as the four of you or whatever that are trying to help, it is slippery. It's such a strange consistency. It's basically just like a gel, and you try and grab some of it, and you manage to rip some of it away, but it's like seeping through your fingers and stuff. But like the general part of it just seems to be like sticking around his face. And does anyone want to like try anything else, or like do
I'm worried that
anything else?
I'm worried that the flea bag is gonna cut my face open with little sharp claws and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll rummage around to see if I can find something in my alchemical supplies to see if they can help with the situation.
Sure. Okay.
It's in my mouth! It's in my mouth!
What if we just try holding the jar and just scooping up with the jar? Maybe it's just...
That's what
Put the jar in his face.
Go ahead and just roll a flat d20 for me. Sam.
Come on, give me a good roll. 13.
You managed to like go through your little bag, and that you've got like different pieces of things that just don't seem to relate in any way, but you find some salt, and you're like, this might work, and you just kind of sprinkle it onto it to see what it'll do, and you watch as it begins to clump up into... It's still like a gel, but instead of being spread all the way around his face, it clumps up around his mouth into like one big ball.
Put it in the jar.
Grab that, try and shove it in the jar.
Okay.
Maybe we shouldn't try and open that again?
Well, hang on, let's see if we actually get it in the jar. The DM hasn't said anything yet.
Sophie was holding the jar, so Sophie, go ahead and make a dexterity check, and I'm going to contest you.
Oh shit!
Test.
Okay, what did you get?
I got a 5.
Oh, unlucky. I got a 7, so it was very close.
Again, all of us are helping. Is there like nothing we can help like add to the roll, give advantage or anything?
Not really at this stage. Give me a sec. I need to...
I'm gonna die like this. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, session 4. You're dead.
Again, that's still over your mouth, so you're still probably going...
Yeah.
Your character gets killed by living hair gel before you even get to level 1.
So sad. That's so sad.
Way to go.
There we go. Let's get some like actual music going. Okay, so as you're doing this, Sophie, you managed to get like a bit of it in, but as you kind of go for it, it just like deftly dodges. Somehow managed to dodge what you were trying to do, and it actually moves away from his mouth and goes down his top.
Ah!
Oh, so it leaves my mouth?
Yeah.
Ah! Get it out!
Can I at least like, because I've got like other beacons like in the in my
Try and catch it through the clothing.
Okay, can I like try and grab some of it in the beacons as well? Try and hold it in there.
Oh, beakers, you mean? Yeah.
Beacons.
It's down his top. So how?
It's trying to crawl in my belly button. It's trying to crawl in my belly button.
You're just gonna like fully rip open his top?
Well, is like a shirt that opens upwards, or something can just like pull up and over?
It's a fancy shirt. I don't know.
It's probably similar to what he's wearing a bit, but it's probably got like a button down like halfway.
No, it's probably cashmere. You're gonna
It's
rip
expensive cashmere, yeah.
I know.
I'm gonna rip it.
Like, over it, like the top, so like the shirt's like over his head, so we can.
Cool. So now he can't see. Yeah.
Oh, you can see his happy trail.
It's blinded me. It's blinded me.
Hold still, please. Just hold still.
Say that again.
Grab it again and.
Sure. Go ahead and make. I'd say Sam and Sophie, you can make another check each.
Okay, let's use the dice I haven't used yet today.
Oh, please.
Oh, that's better.
Oh.
16.
17.
Okay, yeah. As a combined effort, Sam, you do kind of go in with a beaker at first, but you realize like it's small, like in comparison to the bulk of it. Bearing in mind that this thing is about this big, like a grapefruit in volume. And you just kind of drop the beaker for a second and just quickly, with Yen's help, shove it back in the jar. And Ben, on your chest and on your body, it feels cool. I don't know if you guys have ever like had a sunburn and then you've put on like aloe vera or anything like that.
Yeah.
But that cool sensation, like it being open to the wind, is like refreshing and cold. And it kind of felt kind of nice when it wasn't on your face. In fact, your face feels the same actually, kind of cold and weird, tingly a bit.
As soon as like we get back in the jar and close it up, we take a moment to breathe, and Maxwell immediately goes over to Grit's like, "Oh God, I am so sorry. I put Jackie on your body. You injured all. You're not feeling well. How many fingers? How many fingers?"
Oh my God, 4 fingers. It feels like someone's rubbed light snow across my face and chest.
Well, that was quite
Well-
quick thinking on your part, Maxwell. Good job with the salt. We learned something at least.
I'm so
Fleabag.
sorry. I'm so sorry for doing that.
Fleabag.
It was a very bad idea to do that. I'm so sorry.
You saved me.
I mean, I tried.
Purple one, you saved me.
You can just say yen.
Thank you. Roll for awkward hug.
Roll for awkward hug. Are you rolling or are we rolling?
Hug.
I'm not sure you really need to roll for it, man.
It's a contested roll. Sophie.
Contested roll.
Dude, I imagine you trying to DM.
2.
Oh God, yeah.
What did you guess?
I got a 2.
Okay, that means I'll awkward hug you.
Yeah,
it's
so
a good-
Alright.
it is very awkward for Yen.
In between.
You can hold on, bit of flavor. It's not just awkward. Yen is physically flinching.
Yeah, and I'm covered in sweat. I thought I was gonna die, so I just let loose of my bowels and everything. We just going out of just like 2. 1 flinching, 1 sweaty, weird kid, just hugging it out. Just full embrace.
As
Wait, hold on.
Does this mean you'll stop calling us names? Oh, he's not. Fair enough. Well illustrated.
Yep.
Well
These
performed.
prompts.
So as he's kind of hugs you, Yen, you can actually feel a bit of that chill rub off on you a little bit. Not quite as much as he was feeling, but you can feel it a little bit.
Just internally.
So as all this is happening, is some of the residue like still there? Like, did it leave behind any residue on anyone?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically like, imagine like a slug.
Okay, well, if that's the case. What I would like to do is I would like to take some parts of like the alchemist kit. I'm assuming there's probably like some test tubes or something like that in it.
Yeah, that's what your beakers were. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not slime. It's mucus.
So yeah, I just want to take a sample of it and put it in the test tube.
Sure.
Yeah, just as like for research purposes.
You can
Sure.
scrape my chest if you want.
Gregory's gone from like absolute cold and distant to loves everyone.
Yeah. You can touch me here, here, and here.
And once again, Maxwell's just gonna keep profusely apologizing to you.
Okay.
Just sounded weird.
I'm gonna delete this dice. It's freaking out.
Well,
For the record, Gregory, if you call any of us names again, I'm gonna release it on you again.
please don't.
Then use our real names.
Well, I don't know your name.
She literally told you like a second ago, dude.
Yeah, but I don't remember. I just call her the yellow one, the purple one. Sorry.
Her name's Yen. Use it.
Yen?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not totally writing that down.
He says as he invisibly brings out a notepad and pen.
And Fleabag, do you have a name as well?
My name's Faye. We've been through this. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I think he's a bit of
Hey.
a idiot. Talk to him how you want, really.
Historically,
Hey, and
that
Yen,
doesn't go well.
You guys saved me.
You're welcome.
Huh.
Get used to it.
You guys saved me as well.
It's just again, I'm very sorry for doing that. I did not mean for that to happen to anyone.
I saw it jump out of the bottle. I don't know what it is, but I don't think we should let it out again.
Oh, yes, I agree. Who has the jar?
I've got it.
Okay.
It's fine. Max, was it?
Maxwell.
Maxwell. It's fine. Accidents happen. Maybe we should speak to one of the other scholars here and see if they know what it is.
Well, we should. That's not a bad That's not a bad idea. We should still just make sure. Maybe. Should I keep that in my satchel for now, just to make sure that doesn't, get knocked over and let out again?
Sure.
Right.
The safest place to put it.
Right. Yeah. And Maxwell takes it and puts it inside of his satchel. He tries to see if there's like a plate. Like you get in like some like bags where they have like little loops on the inside, like water bottles and that. You're gonna see if there's anything like that where you can put this jar in it just to make sure it has that stability.
Perhaps we should have some sealing wax on it.
I don't think I have any on me. He's like rummaging around inside the satchel.
Has anyone got any rope we could tie around it? If we don't have any sealing wax?
Yen will just rip off a bit of her bandage sleeve,
Bruh.
like the way around.
Well, something happened.
She has rope, but that's like nice rope. That's like thick rope.
You got hempen rope and silk rope.
Yeah, but I picture the rope as like not like string. Like, because the mason jar's small, the rope's going to be way too big for it.
Can we confirm the size of this jar and like how big the actual thing is?
Grapefruit sized. The jar is a little bit bigger,
Right.
but the substance itself is like the size of a grapefruit, like this.
But
So
I
like,
don't want to cut
That's way too big of a grapefruit.
so this big?
Yeah, that big. Yeah, that's the size of a grapefruit.
I'm not cutting my rope.
No, I was trying to show the shape of the jar because that's the.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, by a little bit bigger, it's like enough so that there's like a little bit of air at the top. That's it. The cube, by the way, I'm just going to say, Leo, that cube has been sat on this table the entire time. Would you have liked to have grabbed it and taken a look at it?
Sure.
Okay.
After what happened?
No, it was like during this whole palaver
During
with,
this whole fucking slapstick chicade that we had.
yeah, with the jar. So if you look at the in-game references tab, you can see what it looks like. Yeah, this cube, it's about this big, a little bit smaller than the mason jar.
Sophie
And
drew it. Hold on.
say again?
Sophie drew it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Saying
Yeah.
it's not gonna- Good job. Good job. Very
Thanks.
nice.
Yeah. Is there anything that you'd like to do with it at all?
I mean, can I do anything with it? Twist it? Move it? Rubik?
Do you want to try?
It's a Rubik's Cube.
Watch out, it's dirty.
Yeah, it's got blood all over it.
If you were to, so you're just trying to like twist the whole thing, or like what are you trying to do?
Maybe twist it, maybe press a button, maybe disassemble it, like a toy. Just
Okay.
more fidgeting with it than actually trying to open it or break it.
Okay. So currently it's like it's still covered in dirt and stuff. But
I
like,
don't mind. I'm covered in dirt as well.
so you kind of pull at pieces and things, and you kind of shake it a bit. It seems solid. Go ahead and just make an investigation check without any modifiers or anything. So just roll a d20. Nice. 18.
So an 18.
You do notice on one of the corners, actually, all, how many is it? Oh, okay. All but one of the corners come to a pointed vertex. Or a vertices, should I say. One of them is kind of shaved off a little bit. Like the corner's missing, but it seems intentional. And you kind of rub your thumb on it. And you kind of look at it. And you can see, like, as you're kind of touching this, the dirt, the surface dirt is kind of coming off a bit.
Okay.
But nothing budges by the seams of it.
So I'll just give it an honest go for like 5 minutes. If nothing happens, I'll just put it down.
Okay. Yeah, so while they're having a go with the jar, you kind of look at it and nothing seems to happen, but I will say it does look like, to you, it does look like the pieces should, like, if not move, then like come apart or something. But you don't quite.
It's not coming apart.
No, but you try and move it, and like try and pull pieces here and there, and like nothing happens.
Ah, fair enough.
Okay. Anything anyone else would like to do?
I wanted to harass poor Leo, but I feel like I don't think it's appropriate to harass him right now.
I mean, you can harass him after you've been smothered. That's fine.
Maxwell's gonna take a moment to just lie down because this is a
Yeah.
lot. A lot has just happened, and he's very stressed out.
Oh yeah, I should actually emphasize that you guys have not slept
Yeah.
in maybe over 24 hours.
Oof.
So, Mr. Eye Patch, what happened there?
Not your business.
You from the Citadel at all?
Not your business either.
Alright. No worries. I'm done.
Great talk.
He'll go back to the cube at that point.
Yep.
Conversation.
Like, while you walk up to him, he maintained pure eye contact, not ice contact.
Oh,
Yeah, I noticed. I didn't feel welcomed.
Well, when you leave, yeah, he kept playing with the cube.
Was this cube found with the jar with whatever that is?
Mm-hmm. In the same campsite.
It's where we found that journal and the little devil gel in there.
that's its canon name. Devil Gel.
Devil
you
gel.
checked to see if this devil gel has any kind of reaction to this cube?
I'd rather not.
I think it's dangerous.
Any further. I'll be honest, I think I've had enough. It's excitement for today. I'm tired.
I wonder why it attacked Gregory and no one else that it ran past.
Maybe it goes for people with bad attitudes?
I think it goes for people with rich blood.
And it wouldn't have just gone for you, sir.
Face that it saw, I'm not sure. Who knows?
I think we should keep it bottled up in the bottom of a bag somewhere.
That's what we did.
I think it should stay that way.
Yes.
The little
So, may I
Tobies.
have a look at the cube also?
Leo currently has it. His character, at least.
I'm trying to remember what his character's name is, and I can't.
Don't think
He's Eye Patch or Stinky. That's what I was going to go
I
with.
don't think he's given a name yet, right?
He hasn't given
No.
it a name.
Well, speaking to Leo's character, sir, may I also have a look at the cube?
He'll just toss it at you, get up, and walk to the tent.
Okay.
Would my backpack be in the tent, or would it be on me? I'll just put it on my shoulder and start walking. We are south in relation to the citadel, right?
Yeah.
So I'll start walking north.
Oh, you're gonna start with just walking off.
Oh, that's not a very smart move. I tried walking off.
We were all told to stay here until they find out what. Oh, okay, he's going.
As you start to kind of walk as if you're exiting the camp, you
Wall blocks you from leaving.
you look up at one of the trees, and you see what you would have seen the night before, and that's a sentry just sat in a tree. And he just looks at you and shakes his head.
A sentry meaning.
A guard.
A lookout.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
a lookout. Yeah.
Yeah, just keep walking.
He's about to get it.
He just rolls his eyes. Ugh. Kid, stop! Don't make me come down and make you. The boss told you to stay.
Wow, you already got 8 prisoners. You only need 9.
You're not prisoners, mate.
So I can leave then.
Your assistance is required by your country.
Ah, slave then.
I should think you would probably get paid if you stayed. You might even get some equipment if they're gonna assign you something.
It may just be easier to stay, mate, instead of walking off.
Also-
not good for the game.
Yeah. Metagaming pigeon.
Metagaming pigeon.
Go, stay. Go.
I'm just gonna take a piss and he'll keep walking.
Okay, so you just kind of find a tree and then drop trowel. In the process, you do notice that this elven figure does climb down from the tree, and when you're done peeing, he's standing there behind you.
So what's your deal with that? What's the deal with your boss?
What do you mean?
Do you usually force people to work for you? Middle of nowhere? Look at me. How do you think I could possibly help at all?
You are from the mists. That is where we found you.
Mm-hmm.
You may not have information of it, but your being there could perhaps give us important information that could help us get rid of this mist or learn about it, perhaps even control it.
Control the mist? What for?
I don't know. I'm not the one that makes decisions.
Think about this logically. Look at the assassin. Look at the weight of me. Look at the state of me. How could I make any difference at all, ever? I'm just trying to get by. I go business that way, and he'll point north.
A small drop of water is not anything to a rich man or even a commoner, but when you're in the desert, the smallest drop can save a life.
Yeah, it'll also give you fucking paranoia if you only find a drop. Probably an illusion as well, actually. If you really want to bet your life on a drop of water, be my guest. In fact, I just pissed right there.
Yeah, well, that was he approached you when you were finished peeing, basically.
Yeah, he'll come out of the tray, just peed right there.
Oh, fairs. Okay, see. I see. You're a difficult one. Is it? What do you want, man?
I gotta get somewhere. I've got business to attend to.
Well, perhaps you can. Perhaps that can be assisted by these people. What?
She's gonna like look at the group. Yeah, I doubt it. Big time. So can I go?
I will inform my boss that you have left. Good luck.
Thank you. He'll like pat him on the shoulder and like start walking again.
Okay. Leo's character begins walking off into the woods. Anyone else gonna do anything about it, or just watch him?
I think you should stick Bambi on him.
Lorelei is currently occupied doing something else and doesn't really pay attention. But a few moments later, or like a few moments, more like half an hour later or something, Vith comes back from his tent to the table. At this point, all the food's probably gone. Like that, you guys and other people have been coming and going to and from this table and eating stuff and drinking and stuff like that. But he comes back with the journal in hand and kind of waves it. Maxwell, you said that you went to the tent, right?
No, I'm still kind of like sitting at the table
Okay.
with everyone else. Just basically just like head in hands, just that's fine.
Okay. And he just kind of gently tosses it on the table. That's quite a interesting read. I've been instructed to... What the fuck? Where is the scruffy one?
Oh, you mean the tall one?
I believe he decided to wander off.
Ay,
If he wandered off somewhere that direction. He points to where he went.
I think he went south.
Leo, just go ahead and make like a survival check.
He went north, I think, because we
Oh.
are currently south.
Oh.
Is that right?
Yeah,
I think
he's trying to head north. Whether he finds north, no. You end up walking east. Okay, why has he gone that way?
Ow!
Anyone?
So opposite of the sun, I'm going, right?
Actually, no. You're going towards the sun because it's morning at the moment.
Okay.
Um,
So he's just that thick. All right.
Pretty much. It's that there is also like thick tree coverage and stuff like that, and yeah. You're level 0, right? you're not proficient in survival.
I mean, you don't gotta be proficient in survival. It's like there's four directions. You only know that's one that you don't need.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's the one he's going for.
Yeah. But yeah, Vith kind of waves a hand and says this, signs this, like 2. And 2 of the soldiers, whatever, the people around, they go ahead and make a move and start to go in that same direction. While they go trying to find him, I suppose I should give you a brief. I think this information needs to be escorted directly to Silverwood. You are to present him with this journal and this information that you have. But I think it's probably safe to say that you are under the protection of the Adventurers Guild for now.
I'm sorry. Who is it exactly we're delivering this to?
Silverwood.
Is that a person or a place?
It's a person, yes.
Oh, right.
Um, you will be escorted to a place not far from here, about a day's walk, and you'll be given rest there, and you'll be briefed, and you can relax there. It is a hub. You'll be given further information and direction from there. I can give you some mild supplies while you are here, but unless you are officially an adventurer or a member of the Adventurers Guild, I cannot, or of the army, I cannot supply you with weapons. I can help aid you in your survival, but I cannot give you that which you may harm others. Do you have any questions, first off?
I'd like to know when we can go home. Back to the Citadel, please. Oh, no, take that back. I wouldn't have said please.
Is all of that in character?
No, not that. Also, whoa, can we move Stinky Kid, Eye Patch Kid? He's still at the table for me. Shoot.
Okay, hold on. Let me...
We make a Leo's problem.
Boop.
There, he's gone now.
He's been hidden.
We haven't got Dragon Dude there either.
Oh my gosh, you guys don't want much, do you? Can you guys delete your dice when you're done rolling them?
Yeah, it's like...
Oh, what's happening? Oh no, there we go. Yeah. Where's he gone? There he is.
And Scott Faye's not at the table either.
Oh, you can move that yourself, Scott.
You can sit next to me.
You will each be given a bedroll and some other supplies. It looks like you already have some stuff. That points at Yen.
It's just things we salvaged from the crash site.
Sure. Does anyone have any requests for equipment or anything?
As for the fact of I'm already standing next to him, and he did say, I'm just going to say to him, it's just like, so you said earlier that you were ex-military of the Albion army, correct?
Less ex, more not in action, not on duty.
Do you know of the name Stormbringer from within the army?
Let me have a look to see if he will know. This will be a history check with advantage because it's an army dude talking about an army dude, so it's probably very well known. I'm sorry, did you say Stormbringer?
Indeed, sir. My name is Reginald Stormbringer.
That's funny. That's a good joke. That's a good one.
My father is Lord Arthur Stormbringer, sir.
Just because you know some people's names does not make it true.
Would I have anything on me that proves? I don't think. Surely I'd have a crest on me. On one of the pieces of clothing I'd have.
Your attire might resemble the colours in some way, but you're not really just going to walk around with some kind of banner or something, really, at this point.
Not even on the buttons.
On the buttons. That is a good question, Sam.
Yeah, no, because it tends to be that they have the buttons that have got the.
Okay, just roll 2 d20s and take the lowest result. If combined above a 15, then you can.
One landed in a tree.
Okay, you got a 7, so. That you don't really have anything that like explicitly says, but your colors do tend to kind of orientate around it. Okay, but what if okay, what relevance does that have?
I know you said that you wouldn't be able to give us any weapons due to the fact of not being part of the guilds, but I request either a sword or even a dagger for in case if anything does happen while we travel.
Just because you are of a family that happens to have a connection to the army?
I just thought I would honestly ask and tell you who I am, and with the given situation with everything going on, I just thought I would ask. I understand if you say no. I thought I would just put in a request, sir.
The answer is no.
Understand, sir.
If there's nothing else, may I request, perhaps, what's the right? Has a top up of some sort of our medical supplies. I unfortunately, and I bring up my empty healer's kit, used up all of mine during some of the skirmishes that we had during our time in the mist.
Commander Corvusar?
Kavessa. Yeah.
Kavessa. I don't suppose you've seen anyone like me.
A female? A drow?
A drow.
I've seen
drow.
I've seen drows before, yes.
Recently?
Not really.
Okay.
Not in over a week. Maybe 2.
Okay.
What makes you ask? What makes you ask?
No reason.
Okay. Leo, I'm not gonna do any combat or anything, but in front of you, as you're just kind of walking and you kind of get a little bit misdirected, you end up walking through like a kind of dense part of the forest, and you see this large lumbering shape in front of you. What do you do?
Lumbering?
Yeah.
As like a lumberjack?
As in like big and...
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, stealth it. Fuck it. I'm here to fight.
Are you going to try and go around it?
Yeah, I'll take like a 20-minute diversion if I have to.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Not stealthing, just walking around.
Okay. Can you roll a d20 for me anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Just just for the sake of it. I'm gonna roll.
For the lols.
$11.
Okay. As you're kind of just going around it, it kind of like raises its head. And you see two big ears kind of start to twitch. And you see the profile of its face, and you see like a big muzzle that begins sniffing the air.
Mm-hmm.
Do you continue?
Yeah, keep walking around.
Okay.
At one point, my back would be completely turned to it from how far I'm like trying to get up away from it. But
Yeah.
that would be the perfect.
It's not long before you hear some footsteps from behind you.
Mm-hmm.
As this creature comes up on you.
All right.
There's a moment where you are what's the movie with the bear? Revenant?
With Leonardo DiCaprio.
Evident.
Yeah. There's a moment like that where you're starting to be mauled by this creature. But
Wait, we just attacked him.
yeah, it's just fucking, it's trying to eat you. But there's a moment where the two guards that were sent off to try and find you, they begin to like take it down and stuff like that. And they instruct you to return to camp for your safety. Do you?
Fuck, I'm fighting it. Yeah, pull out my quarterstaff.
Okay, sure.
What is it, by the way? Is it like a chimera?
This creature, it resembles a bear in shape, and form, but it has other similarities to some kind of rabbit or hare or something.
A lagombi! It's a lagombi! I'm beyond fucked! It's gonna break my leg so bad, I'm gonna be in hell in a wheelchair, bro.
Due to the mauling, you are kind of like out of action.
Oh, okay.
You don't have a chance to fight this thing.
I mean, if I'm out of action, then I'm just on the floor bleeding.
Okay. Needless to say, due to your carelessness and lone wolfing like Ragnar does and just walking off on his own, you end up falling into an unfortunate event which renders you maimed horribly, and you are returned to camp along with the two individuals that swiftly GTFO. Yeah.
Have a character do that to you.
Yeah. So yeah, like your return to camp and stuff. But I'm gonna say that you're like kind of hospitalized. Because like you do have like fucking broken bones and like
Blood's in my lungs, all broken bones. I spilled my brain.
a few hours later, you guys are invited the option as to whether you want to rest here throughout the rest of the day and then leave at night, or if you wanted to go now and be there for basically the following morning.
Well, Yen's definitely going to vote leaving after we've rested, because we've been up for quite some time.
Yeah, if we left now, would we have to take a point of exhaustion as well?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because the journey is another day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd also vote for resting. We're not in a big rush right now, right?
I'm not.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, so we've got 2 people for resting. Anyone for going now?
I did vote go now, but at the same time, you guys brought up a game mechanic that I don't understand yet, and I am currently playing a game called Pathfinder Kingmaker, and after traveling for a day, everyone gets fatigued and I can't even equip weapons anymore. So I'm thinking we should probably sleep.
Yes, sleep.
Same as in real life. You push your body for too long, you get tired, you can't do anything.
It's-
Okay.
yeah, if you stay up for so long, you get points of exhaustion. You get if you get a certain amount of exhaustion, you just straight up pass out.
I should also point out that Blue, your character doesn't have exhaustion because you actually managed to sleep.
I know, but it's if we're all traveling in a group, it's better for all of us to make sure that we're rested.
Okay. Leo?
Can I talk?
You can vote as a player.
Well, as a player, go now.
Okay.
The guy's
So-
obviously like too busy choking on his blood and looking at one leg missing and the other one's bent the wrong way.
Yeah.
If I speak for the rest of us, it seems the general vote is we stay, we
along-
rest.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So everyone rests and stuff, and the sun sets. So let me see if I can change the.
I'm also looking over to Leo's character, thinking, "Oh, now we understand why he has an eye patch."
So after talking and trying to plan and find out, gather your information and stuff like that, and discovering what was in the jar, everyone beds down for the day. Night falls as you guys rest up. However, during the rest, Leo, as you're resting up, you've kind of been patched up and bandaged and looked after a bit. The pain from your injuries that you sustained to your leg, that pain is beginning to get worse and worse as the hours go by. As this slowly happens, go ahead and just roll like a perception check.
It's not rolling. Ah, there you go. 4.
Okay. That pain continues, and you suddenly begin to feel like a tickling sensation on top of that pain on your leg, and in the what is now the darkness of night, you kind of adjust your eyes and you can kind of see a silhouette of a shape like climbing up your leg. This shape then stops about midway up your thigh, and you feel a sharp prick in your leg. Is there anything that you'd like to do?
Yeah, attack that shit. Yeah, okay, where's my quarterstaff? With my limited movement, I'll swing at the leg with all the strength in my arm.
Okay, so you reach for your quarterstaff. It's not there.
but I hit my leg and I caused myself tremendous amounts of agony.
Okay. So like as this prick happens, and you kind of hit down on your leg, you hurt yourself a lot, and you see that this shape has now like darted away, and you don't currently see it or feel it,
Okay.
or hear it, or smell it. You can't sense it.
Okay.
Anything else that you'd like to do?
Yeah, I will let out a powerful scream from me hitting my extremely fucked up leg.
Okay.
The best of agonies, the most terrible of pains.
Could
Hell
everyone
itself, my leg.
could everyone please make a perception check, except for Leo?
$19.
Am I supposed to roll as well?
A perception check, yeah.
Damn,
Okay,
baby.
okay. Yep, I'll send you Sam. Sophie?
9.
Okay, so I think Scott?
7.
What was Ben's? Yeah, so Blue, actually, you're Blue and Gregory. Sorry, Reggie and Gregory.
Yes.
Reggery.
Another shit name.
Yeah.
Reggie,
The two of you kind of stir. Reggie, in fact, you kind of like immediately bolt up at the sound of. It takes you a moment, but you think it was a scream. Anything that the two of you would like to do?
Go towards said scream.
Where did it come from? I'm scared. Perception check.
Yeah, go. Both of you go ahead and make another perception check just to try and find out the source.
I got a 3, baby.
Okay. And Blue.
12.
Okay. So the two of you kind of step out your tents, and then
Where's the tents? Where's the tents?
There's tents everywhere. It's fine. Some of these tents.
Okay.
If you want, you can move yourself to this set of tents over here.
All the sleepy boys be sleeping.
And the two of you that are awake, you both look in completely different directions. As Blue, you look in. You think it came from this set of tents. Would you like to do anything?
If I think it came from that direction, I'm gonna go in that direction.
Yeah.
Wait, Reggie, wait. Shouldn't we wake everyone else up first?
You can do that. I'm gonna go find out what it is.
In the meantime, Leo, you a couple seconds after that prick sensation, your leg begins to go numb, and you begin to lose that pain that's in your leg as sensation begins to leave it. And yeah, that's it for now.
Okay.
Blue and Ben?
Should I be waking them up, or or is Blue gonna get murked?
When I get closer to the area, is there more screaming, or like do I know where to go?
Well, I
Leo,
think it came from the cell. I think you're going in the wrong direction, dude.
Leo, is there any more noise?
Yeah, grunting. Still painful. How numb it is. It's completely numb. Yeah, it's still hurts.
Yeah. So if you were to, you could hear it coming from this tent over here.
You okay? I heard screaming.
No answer. Just grunting and heavy breathing.
I go to peek inside the tent and go, you okay, mate?
As you go inside, you see him with First of all, you see the leg. It's bright red. In the darkest of nights, you can still see it clearly.
It would be splintered to some degree, but it is still a bit fucked.
It's tied to a stick essentially. It looks horribly.
Shout
like the stuff
over
of nightmares.
to Greg and say, get Maxwell!
Oh my god! Maxwell! Oops, wrong tent. Sorry.
You hear some other stirrings from other people as they begin to wake up.
Something's going on, guys. I don't know what's going on.
Lorelei comes out of one of the tents.
What? What's happening?
Lorelei, he seemed to scream for some reason. I don't know why. I know his leg's injured, but...
Sorry, Lorelei's an NPC.
Yeah, I know. Is she over in the tents near him, or is she over in the other ones?
Actually, yeah, she'd be... Where's her mini? Where's she gone?
Guys, I play this game entirely on the premise of where the minis are based.
Yeah, there she is. Yeah, Lorelei is not nearby. The tents... The tent that she's in is over by the commander's tent.
Okay. Then I'll just leave it as in for the fact of I shouted over to Greg to grab Maxwell, because obviously from earlier I knew he was...
Yep, that's fine.
I've managed to raise Maxwell from his slumber.
Yeah, hearing that, yeah, I'm running over with my medical kit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say the word apocryphy, so I'm just going to be quiet and let you run off.
Apothecary.
Yeah, whatever that stuff that weird doctors do.
I was like, I run over like, alright, what happened? I was like, oh, good gods!
Disgusting! Describe it in vivid detail to us.
Please don't.
The moment you walk in, you see that he is using a belt, tying it firmly above his knee.
Maxwell, I don't know what's happened. He just screamed and I heard it, so I came over. And I know he's injured his leg, but I don't know if something's happened.
Is this a kind of injury that I would know how to deal with? DM?
Throw some herbs on it. Come on, you're a doctor.
Make a medicine check.
Oh, God. Do I get proficiency on this?
I'd say you would, yeah.
He's a doctor of engineering.
Proficiency, but not ability score bonuses.
Alright.
Plus 2 then.
That's what I love. They
Plus
throw
2,
some herbs
honestly.
on it.
Band-aid! He hands me a band-aid! Good luck!
No, he hands you a wet paper towel.
So, seeing this, you are suddenly and extremely overwhelmed. This is like your first kind of major trauma event that you're having to kind of deal with. Aside from Faye's wound, but she was unconscious and things were kind of easy because it was literally just pulling an arrow through. It's fine. But this, you're like, this is internal. There's some kind of internal bleeding. There's some kind of thing going on. I don't know what to fucking do.
So yeah, Maxwell's kind of just frozen in place, kind of just well,
do you want to attempt to fix it?
He's gonna do his damnedest.
Okay, so roll a medicine check again, but with disadvantage.
I would like to roll to chunder at the sight of this man's leg.
The reaction! Ron's face just froze for a second.
So a 7 total, yeah?
Yep, 7.
So you begin to kind of look at it, examine it, and try and just like tighten the tourniquet around his leg.
That would like extreme screams. That causes even more pain.
And it's numb. It's basically deadened at this point.
Oh, is it completely numb now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got some dull aches, but like.
Can I turn around to Greg and go tell him to get Laura?
It's too late. I'm puking.
Laura? I'm the worst for names.
I'm running over to go and get someone.
At this point, as you begin to run away, you have I wish I could group select miniatures.
Can I ask Maxwell something?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna turn to you, Maxwell. From seeing his face, you can tell he's been crying a lot. There's mucus coming out of his nose and mouth, as well as a little bit of blood of wounds that have reopened that were stitched before from tensing his face so much. Grunting, obviously, he's gonna ask if you can do anything about bleeding because he wants to cut it off.
Yeah, Maxwell is like. Again, this is like the first time Maxwell's had to do anything like this, so he is very much like panic tunnel vision kind of sense, where he kind of like everything's kind of numb. He's just trying to do the best that he can remember what to do in this situation, but it's not gonna be like the best like medical care that you can get.
He's gonna ask you if you know how to stop profuse bleeding because he knows there's a couple important veins in the leg.
Do I see everybody coming up or hear them coming up behind me?
Yeah. You hear them kind of rush over.
What's gonna come get you?
Did you describe your character as having stitches on his mouth?
Face, so like I'm assuming he got like clawed on his eye. Yeah, you could say side of the mouth, part of the nose.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like.
Not like sewn over.
It didn't stitch his mouth shut.
That's what I. No, well. Never mind.
But his face is fucked up. He got fucked up in general. No, an inch of his body is without scar or wound.
Maxwell is basically just panicking and doesn't. Is like going like barely even to get a sentence out. Is how flustered he is at this moment.
You see Vith kind of push past you all, clear some room. And he kind of like pushes you out the way like rudely, and he kind of quickly looks in, and then instructs Lorelei to go get Bjornhild. So she runs off at full speed. In the meantime, he is looking at your injury and stuff and just like asking if you're okay, what happened, what's going on. What do you say?
Character wouldn't really know what's actually happening. He just knows that he was in intense amount of pain. Sounded like the pain is gone. And that means only two things. He's either dying or the leg's dying. And if the leg's dying, he's going to die soon. So grunting and heavy breathing, still tired from all the pain, he will communicate that either the leg's gone or he's gone completely.
Okay. Alright, fair enough. Anyone else doing anything for a second? You basically got like one round, if any of you want to do anything.
There's nothing to do. If we're just
Nothing I can do, I'm just standing by seeing what happens.
Yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen.
Too many cooks in the kitchen, yeah.
Why is the horse coming over?
The horse wasn't coming over, I misclicked. So Lorelei brings Bjornhild over, and she actually like fucking grabs Vith by the horn and fucking shoves him out of the way. and like pushes through like a bull in a china shop. And
I love that image. Just, you know.
Commander, get out the way. And like just gets in. She gets like a healer's kit out and stuff like that, and starts to look at you. Okay, this is very, very bad. There's only so much that I can take care of this with. Captain, we need horses. They need to get to what's the place? The Sable and Ladle, I think. They need to get there as fast as they can to have this looked at. And she starts like poking your leg with like a knife. Does this hurt?
He'll communicate that he can't feel it anymore. It's gone.
Oh shit!
Oh god, is it necrotic? I've heard that happens. Do we have to? Do we remove it? Do we not? And Maxwell's still panicking.
Lorelei comes over and casts calm emotions on you. Just please shut up.
That's a good point though. The toes are starting to turn black.
Not just yet. It's only been like a couple hours.
Yeah, that would be more than enough.
The body would start to change in a bit. I'll explain.
Sorry, did you say the body's starting to change?
Well, in a sense.
Do I make a charisma? Hang on, wait. Make a charisma throw to see if I.
Charisma saving throw, yeah. And you can choose to auto fail it if you want.
I got a 5.
Okay. Yeah. So you are calmed and you're instructed to move aside and stay out.
What do we say? We say calm.
So basically, they gather up a horse and a cart and begin to load all of you up onto the cart with everything that you have. And Vith says, "This cannot wait until morning. You must go now. For the sake of your friend here. And for you, Leo, Bjornhild actually takes the knife, takes it down to your calf, takes a bowl, and just starts to let blood. In an attempt to try and get the blood to flow elsewhere. And then like after she's let the blood out, she brands it closed again. In an attempt to at least buy you some more time. That would be why the toes would not start to blacken just yet.
But they start to pale then.
yeah, they would definitely pale, but then begin to like refill back up with blood. But you're on like a limited exactly. amount of time. So at this point, you are literally like thrown onto this cart. The lot of you. This cart it would be drawn by 2 horses because it's gonna carry like 8 to 10 people, and if not more, and you are swiftly transported away from the campsite. Is there anything that anyone would like to do before leaving the campsite?
Yeah, just before we leave, Maxwell would have like gone over like, now with a new calm state, would have asked if there's anything that he can do to help prolong any like negative effects to the leg.
Sure. Bjornhild takes you aside and says, I cannot leave this campsite, I'm afraid. I need to perform my duties here. And she kind of shows you what she's just done and explains it, like bloodletting. So, but in short, she explains what you need to do in an attempt to try and keep him alive, but she explains the legs lost. It has to go.
If there is a need to sort of, I guess, lead the horses, either from the cart or in front of the cart, Yen will do so because she's probably the only one here that has such good dark vision.
Sure, yeah.
I'm a cat.
I'm a drow.
I'm a snake.
Potato.
Okay, so this is gonna change things a bit. This is not according to my plan, but I fucking love it.
Leo, you need to expect the most unpredictable thing. This man is chaos in nature.
No, I'm loving it because it if it did go completely to plan, I'd be like, what the fuck's wrong with my players? I'd be like, what was?
Greg nearly died earlier. Unfortunately.
Yeah. That wasn't the plan, but Leo, is there anything last minute that you'd like to do before, like?
Yeah, well, before the journey, take a piss, but obviously that's an impossibility right now.
You'd just end up pissing your pants at that point.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you could say you piss his pants from the pain and crying and a lot of sweating.
You'd have quite a bit of spasming, I should think, from the toxins in your blood.
And he's paling up. He's sweating even more. And considering how dirty he was before, it smells horrible.
Yeah.
Maxwell is basically acting as his nurse for the time being.
Yeah. Okay, just a show of hands if anyone needs to do anything before they leave. You got 5, 4, 3, 2,
I object.
1. Okay.
Abstain.
So I would like. Oh, we need some like dramatic music, don't we? We got drama things happening.
Music.
Yeah, is there dramatic music on Tailspire?
Yeah, man.
Music in this.
It's weird. It's been weird. 'Cause, like the whole season, it's like horrible. Losing legs, panic, and the whole time it's just been cheery, lovely, flowery music.
Bird noises.
The place we're going to was called the Stable and Ladle.
The Sable and Ladle.
The Sable. What is a sable?
It's like a saber, but in English.
No.
In Spanish, it's called sable instead of saber.
Oh God.
Okay, so Sophie, you are apparently leading the horses.
Yeah, from wherever is convenient, if that's whether in front of the cart or on the cart.
You can do it from like the seated position on the cart. Is anyone gonna try and assist her, or is she doing it on her own? Okay. So I'd like the two of you to roll d20s. Just flat d20s for now.
Has anyone else seen the tree dice?
Natural 20.
Nice, we finally fucking got a natural 20.
I'm literally throwing across the map.
Finally.
But the fact that I got 2 nat 20s in a row, I think the game's just punishing us.
Sophie, what was yours?
11.
Okay.
I'm using my superior dark vision more than anything.
Yeah. So as a combined effort, you're able to guide, and Reggie is able to control the horses. And you're on a heavy cart. So a journey that was going to take you, it would have been 6 hours on foot or 3 hours just like walking pace. This is going to take you about 2 hours to get there. Because you're going full fucking speed, but you're also carrying heavy cargo. In that space of time, as the first hour goes by, Sam, I'd like you to make a medicine check, but you get advantage because of the information that you provided by Bjornhild.
Am I still adding my proficiency to this?
Yeah, you can do.
Yeah, come on, be good, be good. Are you fucking kidding me?
So you got a 9 total.
I roll higher than a 10, please.
Maybe you should switch to real dice or something.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do that.
Your dice haven't really been that great either.
Alright, so yeah, it was a total 7, so it's 2, so that's 9.
Yeah. So you
Oh god, do I kill him?
from like a metagaming perspective, you failed the check. So there will be
Consequences?
there will be some consequences. I won't tell you what, but you proceed with the procedure, but unknowingly you do something that's wrong. Anyone else want to do anything? So Faye, Leo, and sorry, I mean, yeah, you're not even giving them your character name yet. So Leo, Scott, Blue, anything you want to do? Not Blue, Ben.
I'd say I'm distracted driving a cart here.
Yeah. Anything that you want to do during this swift journey?
I'm going with them, but that's about it.
Okay. Not gonna try and do anything to assist anyone, or
I'm gonna assist me.
How are you gonna assist you?
I would say, like, after the first 40 minutes, he will pass out, sweating, and instead of having spasms, just going to be quick twitching as the body's trying to maintain heat, or produce heat in general. As the less blood you have, the colder you get.
I don't want to be anywhere near his lifeless dead corpse because it's going to me throw up again.
your blood levels do slowly refill, but
not in 40 minutes, bro.
no, but like they're not letting out like a huge amount of blood, but
yeah, but you regenerate more piss than blood. You're aware. He'll piss again before he'll actually regenerate blood.
So yeah, you not managed to, but you do pass out at some point. And I would like, as we kind of push into that last hour of the journey, I would like Adrian to make another medicine check, but it would be with disadvantage. But because you get disadvantage from the you get advantage from the info, it's just a flat roll.
All right, physical dice this time. Let's see if it's any better.
Was it a nat one?
I'm gonna take that as it wasn't.
Well, it wasn't a nat 1, but it wasn't that much better. I rolled a 2.
Not 2.
2, so plus 2 is 4, but I don't think that makes a difference.
Yeah. So there is some there is something going awry, and then you begin to realize you're not able to seal the wound again, and the blood just keeps drawing from his body. It's seeping into the bandages. As a result, because you failed 2 checks, I'm gonna say, because this is quite heavy blood loss, you're gonna have to use 4 bits of your healer's kit.
How many
charges does a healer's kit have?
10. So you got 6 left.
Right, okay. Right, I'll be sure to
Since
write that down.
since we just putting bandages on it and the blood just won't fucking stop.
Yeah, like he's let the blood, but he can't stop it. It just keeps coming because it is also like a major blood flow as well. So bad stuff.
Fuck.
Fucking shit. Okay.
So you guys begin to push on, and at this point in the night, I'm just going to go ahead and say that it is like midnight or thereabouts. So I've moved the moon round. And we are going to switch over to the other map, if you give me a minute. You guys are full speed galloping with this wagon. As you begin to push forwards, you can move yourselves forwards all the way up to the sign.
Let's go. Epic, bro. To battle.
Just, I'm gonna camera track this.
Away!
Wait, which way are we going at the road sign?
This is so fucking stupid.
Bro, Toy Story, bro.
Oh, you've gone too far. Stop.
There we go.
To the sign.
I've never gone too far.
Stop at the sign. Leo, get down from there.
Can't stop me, bitch.
Just Leo's fucking unconscious corpses bouncing around.
He's having seizures all over the place.
That was some
Right.
strong seizures.
As you approach this signpost, you can see that it leans slightly to the side and seems to kind of wobble and rock in like in the breeze. Anyone want to try and navigate, or
Can I
like?
read what it says?
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Is it that hard to read?
Make an investigation check.
Shit.
Okay, 18.
Nice. Okay.
You forget how to read. You also check a 24.
So you notice that the sign is old and rotten in places, making it illegible to you, but you managed to make out 3 of the panels on here. You can see that it the northern one, which is literally just, if you were to keep going straight ahead, it says the Citadel, but like yeah, you could ascertain that. But also just looking around, you look up to your left and you see a gigantic tree. If you zoom out, you should be able to see it. And this tree, it is gigantic, like bigger than any other tree that you've ever seen before.
Baobab tree.
And all around it is grass and roots and bugs and mushrooms and things, and there's what looks to be like some kind of weird organic crystalline growths that seem to come out from its trunk. And you kind of look over in the distance and you can see some tents just past the tree. And to the west and the south, you have 2 other directions which don't make sense to you.
And east.
East, you can't read it. It's illegible to you.
So I can only read north.
You can read north. You can read west and south, but the words it's irrelevant to you. It doesn't help you in any way. I don't have a name or anything for the sign. I'm sorry, but literally I'm saying you know the way to go.
Do you know the way? Okay.
know the way?
I will. Here are the horses north then.
Yep.
The campsite.
Okay. So you guys can move yourselves north a bit.
Okay, let's go.
Look at you all trotting along. Okay, stop where you are. Oh no, keep going. You got
Why is the
this,
dead body going up fast?
He just did like a fucking hard.
Okay, stop here. This in front of you to your left, you see that there is a campsite with dozens of tents and caravans and things like that, and there is a sign which says the Sable and Ladle.
Oh, disabled. That's me.
The table.
They're waiting for me.
Okay.
Is there like a path that we can take the carriage?
Yeah, I'll turn to everyone and be like, "We're here."
In front of you stands a large building built of shingle, cobblestone, and wood, with like a thatch roof, a thatch and tiling and stuff all over the place. Above the large double doors of the entrance is a mural depicting a brown furred beast holding a ladle proudly at his side. The writing above it reads, "The Sable and Ladle."